Hello, myself Mr. Amit Kusnade. Here we want to analyze a given beam by using consistent deformation method. In this example, point B is rotated by an amount 0.004 radians in clockwise directions. So first step is to find out the HDI of the structure. That's why I have shown the reactive component, that is RA, RB, MA and MB. Of course, if you observe the loading pattern, there is no any application of horizontal force. That's why there will not be generation of any horizontal reactive component. That's why I have not shown HA and HB. So the unknowns are only RA, RB, MA and MB. So there are total 4 unknowns. Of course, to get the 4 unknowns, we are required 2 equilibrium equations, that is summation Fy and moment equal to 0. So HDI will be equals to 4 number of unknowns minus number of equilibrium equations, that is 2. So we are getting HDI of the structure HDI equal to 2. So we can call this structure as indeterminate by degree 2. That's why here we want to assign the unknown. So MA, MB and RB you are taking it as unknown. By taking MB and RB taking as unknown, we are making the structure as a determinate. So we are treated MB and RB as unknown. That's why remove that unknown. Because of removal of the unknown, the structure has become a determinate structure, that is a cantilever type of structure. Now on this determinate structure apply a loading. Here a anti-clockwise moment is there and a point load is there, and a point load applied is upward direction. So because of this both moment and point load, this cantilever beam is getting displacement in the upward direction. So this point B is having a displacement of delta B1 because of application of loading. So for this I have drawn this bend diagram. Because of this provision of this loading, I have drawn this bend diagram, that is M diagram because of loading. Now next come to the part that is delta, the application of the unknown. Here I applied the unknown reaction RB at point B. Because of application RB, we are getting this displacement, that is delta B2. To get delta B2, I have drawn M diagram for the application of reaction RB. Of course, this is not just a cantilever beam subject to a point load. For this we are getting this bend diagram. The sign convention I will explain it later. Next, again apply the second unknown, that is the MB. Because of application of MB, we are getting this displaced shape. Again, to get delta B3 and theta B3, I have drawn this M diagram because of MB. Now come to the sign convention. Here I put here positive, here negative. Now how to write this sign, that is positive, negative? Consider a sign convention that deformation in the direction of unknown, take it as positive. Deformation in the direction of unknown, take it as positive. So here deformation means both, that is displacement and rotation. Deformation will be both, that is displacement, that is delta, and rotation, that is theta. Now here in this example, as this HDI equals to 2, that's why there are 2 unknowns RB and MB. We have applied the 2 unknowns RB and MB separately. RB is a force and MB is a moment. Now while application of the unknown, always consider because of force this delta, that is because of application of force, governing deformation is the displacement, and because of application of the moment, governing deformation is the rotation. So for simplification, I have written this. For if you applied the force, then you have to consider a displacement. If you applied a moment, then governing deformation is the rotation. So of course, because of application of force, because RB here is the force, because of application of force, we are getting both, that is displacement and rotation. But in this, you have to consider only the deform. You have to consider only displacement, not rotation, because RB is a force. For force, governing deformation is the displacement. Likewise, of course, because of application MB, we are getting both, that is delta B3 and theta B3. But governing effect we have to take is a rotation, because MB is a moment. Because of the moment, you have to consider a rotation. So now based on this, we will apply sign convention. So now consider the first unknown, that is the unknown is reaction RB. Because of application of RB, we are getting the upward displacement. So delta B2 we will take as positive. Now here, because of loading, we are getting displacement in the upward direction, that is in the direction of unknown. In the direction of unknown means unknown is reaction RB. Because of application RB, we are getting upward displacement. This we are taking positive. Of course, here because of application loading also we are getting upward displacement. That's why I take this is also positive. So delta B1 will be positive, delta B2 will be also positive, and delta B3 here displacement in a downward direction, so take it as negative. Now come to the second unknown, that is the MB. Here we applied MB. So while application MB, of course MB is a moment. Because of application moment, governing deformation is the rotation. That's why you have to consider the rotation, governing rotation because of the moment. So because of this unknown, we are getting a rotation in a clockwise direction. So take this as a positive, take this rotation as positive. That's why theta B3 we are treating as positive, and this theta B3 is going in a clockwise direction, take it as positive. Here theta B2 is going in anti-clockwise direction, that is opposite of B3, that's why take it as negative. Here theta B1 is also going in anti-clockwise, that is opposite of theta B3, that's why take it as negative. This is the sign convention which I explained it technically, that is for force you have to consider delta, for moment you have to consider theta. I explained this sign convention technically what we have to do, but suppose the students are still in confusion, I will explain this sign convention again at the time of solving the example, that is at the time of finding out the values of deltas and theta. Now we will use these two compatibility equations. So delta B equal to 0, that is delta B1 plus B2 plus B3 equal to 0, and theta B equals to plus 0.004. I have written here plus because there is a clockwise direction is given, 0.004 is in a clockwise direction, that's why I write plus. Now we will come to the finding out values of delta and theta. So here I have written the expression for delta B1. Now how to write this equation? Of course here we are writing delta value. For delta, remember that we have to take three brackets for delta. While finding out delta, you have to write three brackets. First bracket represents area, second represents centroid distance, third represents the EI variation. Of course, delta B1 is because of application of the loading. So here consider the M diagram because of application of loading. This is the M diagram because of application of loading. So now finding out delta B1 means just take moment of area of this trapezoid and triangle about this point B. You are taking a moment of this area, that means you have to first of all take area and next multiply it by centroid distance. Suppose this is the centroid of this triangle. From this point to this point you have to measure distance and multiply that distance to this area of this triangle. Suppose this is the centroid of this trapezoid, then find out the area. Next multiply this centroid distance. For trapezoid I have given this formula. So this is the area of the trapezoid and this is the centroid distances. Suppose here I have written x1 value. Suppose you want to find out the centroid distance from A side. So this is the formula. So how to keep in mind this formula? We are measuring x1 centroid distance from A side. So first of all write A plus twice of the next. Next is the next of A is B. So twice of next. Like that you can keep in mind the formula. So here x2 are measured distance from point B, from side B. So first of all write B plus twice of next. Likewise you can write this formula. I use this formula. So here area, centroid distance, EI variation. Again area of trapezoid into centroid distance from point B into EI variation. So we are getting this answer. Now next we are going to find out theta B1. So while finding out theta, just again we will use moment area method. So what is the moment area method? To get theta means just you have to find out the area of M upon EI diagram. You have to write only area of M upon EI diagram. So just you have to write the area and you have to take M upon EI diagram, that's why it is to be multiplied by 1 upon EI. So simple, you can write theta B1, just take area multiplied by EI, area multiplied by EI. So in simple way I will tell that while finding out delta you have to write three brackets: area, centroid distance and EI variation. For delta you have to write three brackets: area, centroid distance and EI variation. And while writing on theta, just you have to write only first and last bracket, that is area and EI variation, area and EI variation. So while writing down this theta, we are not required to go back to the diagram. Just by from this write up you can write directly theta B1. Just you have to write first and last bracket, first and last bracket. Okay, now come to the sign convention. So in simple way you can consider that if theta B1 is positive, always if delta is positive, then theta will be opposite of it. Always delta and theta are having the opposite sign. Here I have written delta B1 as positive, means theta B1 must be negative. Of course, by this way we can write this delta and theta. Simple, delta and theta are always having a opposite sign. So just keep in mind only one sign convention. So if you are writing delta B1 delta value properly, you can write theta directly. So just while writing theta, just write first and last bracket and just put a sign opposite of delta. Likewise, come to the delta B2. Of course, while writing delta, we have to consider three brackets: area, central distance, and EI variation. Now to get value of delta B2, consider this M upon EI diagram because of application of this unknown. This unknown is RB. Because of the application of RB, we have got this Bendwan diagram. Now we are going to find delta B2. Of course, what is our sign convention is that displacement in the direction of unknown, take it as positive. So RB is the unknown. Because of application of unknown, we are getting this displacement. We are taking this displacement as positive. So that's why I have written here positive. So just you have to take moment of this area about a point B. So again, while writing out delta, just you have to write three brackets: area, central distance, EI variation, and delta B2 is positive, so we are getting this answer. Again, while writing out theta B2, just you can write it directly. Just you have to consider first and last bracket. Just write that only, and just take sign convention that opposite of the delta. Delta B2 we have got positive, so theta B2 will be negative. Just opposite of it you can write directly. Same way, find out theta B3 and delta B3. Of course, delta and theta will be opposite in sign. Now use the compatibility condition. Delta B1 plus B2 plus B3 equal to 0. We are getting one equation. Another compatibility condition is theta B1 plus B2 plus theta B3 equal to 0.004. We are getting this equation. Solve these two equations simultaneously, you will get value of RB and MB. Here RB we have got negative, means assumed direction is wrong. That is, previously we had assumed RB going upward, so here RB we are getting negative, means assumed direction wrong, so RB is going downward. Next, apply summation Fy equal to 0, we are getting RA. Next, by solving the two equations, we have got value of MB. We have got the value of MB as negative. Negative means assumed direction is wrong. So here I have shown this assumed direction. So I am writing the positive answer, that is, so assumed direction was this one, that is clockwise. Now the final direction is this one, that is going in a MB going in a anti-clockwise direction. So here observe this arrow. This is the final direction. This arrow is above baseline. If I draw a horizontal line over here, this arrow is above baseline, that's why it is a sagging type of bend moment. Arrow above baseline, take sagging moment. Arrow below baseline, take hogging bending moment. So MB is a sagging type of bending moment. Now apply equilibrium equation, that is, take a moment about point A. Here I have assumed MA as anti-clockwise, that's why I have taken negative. Next, write the total equations. We are getting MA. Again here MA we are getting as negative. So this was the assumed direction, that is anti-clockwise. Now write the answer positive. So this is the final direction. So if you observe this final direction, if you draw a baseline, that is horizontal line over here, of course this arrow is above baseline, that is sagging bending moment. Arrows above baseline, sagging moment. Arrow below baseline, hogging type of bending moment. Likewise, we have got the nature of the moment at every joint, that is A and B. After that, we'll come to drawing a SFD and BMD. This is the final SFD and BMD.